the last one for today in our round. It is Scoutbee, and Alexander is already there. Scoutbee is a very well-known startup since a couple of years in the market, a very valuable player, and they are around the topic of, I would say, if I don't know anything about the supplier market, I would like to have an insight in your system. Is that true? Is that the most important question of your customer side, or what is it they would like to work together with you? Alexander, you are right now in. You can just start. So why is it that the customer side is working with you? Because of they don't have any idea of the supplier side? What is it about?
Scoutbee is really about finding the right insights and identifying the right suppliers for your competitiveness and resilience, and gaining the right speed here, and brings the right speed to the market. Can I share my presentation with you?
You can just go ahead. Feel free.
Just a second, please. Just a second, sorry.
Now we can see it perfectly. We can see it in PowerPoint mode. Maybe you would like to share it with an presentation mode.
Right.
Yes.
Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Excellent. Right. Scoutbee, your AI to get your supplier data right and your supplier search fast. What does it mean? When you look at today's world, there are many undiscovered icebergs out in the supply market, and companies are navigating Titanics through the supply market with many valuable data points to consider, not to forget that the icebergs are also melting away and creating other problems. So this is substantial, and the impact on your profitability and sustainability is really high. On top of that, procurement and supply chain organizations face fast-changing movements in the market, and the market pace is really quite high. We can say that we actually live in a VUCA world, and the world became sort of a mess, a very volatile, uncertain, and complex environment, together with exponential data growth beyond the human mind and understanding what's actually happening. The pandemic is just one example of it, what exponential growth really means. And that brings companies in a position where they need to ask how could actually survive with all of these challenges from the supply chain that need to be addressed permanently, where responsiveness and speed became paramount. And all of these strategic challenges are underpinned with an ever-increasing C-level expectation on procurement and supply chain as a central hub for value creation. And this is really about how can you increase your resilience, and obviously the more resilient the supply chain is, the more competitive your company is, and Scoutbee can really help you here in that aspect. This essentially leads to the question what to focus on and how to make procurement more competitive and resilient. And in this regard, it's really about refocusing major investments, or asking the question where to actually invest. On the one hand side, driving value and choice through strategic analysis and digital sourcing, versus more optimizing your processes. And obviously looking at the major value creation with your network, within your supply network, the strategic analytics and the strategic sourcing part is really essential to make that happen. And given that two fundamental challenges are really need to be solved, and one is a bad data situation. So you can see that in today's world, most of the information that you get is either not up to date, incomplete, or sort of dirty, spread across systems and tools. You could call it the corporate Alzheimer. And on the other hand, you have slow manual reactive supplier search that you can start acting on to really find the right sources. And this is essentially what Scoutbee can do, really addressing the two strategic sourcing challenges to make sourcing faster and smarter with the right supply insights. So really having a secure data foundation to make informed decisions, cleansed and deep and fast searchable data to really understand where you are and where you need to go, and enrich all of that with external and internal data. And on the other side, you have faster and smarter supply discovery, which gives you greater visibility, fast search onboarding, and really the right collaboration. And that brings me really to the next point, how to leverage that. And we as Scoutbee can help you to get the right supplier data and supplier search, really by cleansing, structuring, enriching, analyzing, automating, collaborating with the supply network, and give you then the right supply insights on a global basis and the right discovery here. So Scoutbee makes sense out of the data spaghetti and creates a delicious pasta for you. And this happens via different data sources, and one of them is actually the internet. So when you look at how we do it, we actually download 180 million domains each month, besides other big data sources. And that actually helps you to fight against the status quo, where strategic sourcing is still a long process and really cumbersome and brings you a lot of manual efforts with it. And we can do it 4 times faster with 90% less efforts and achieving better matches with around about 90% less efforts. Client benefits, we can look at Unilever or Siemens or Audi. Here you see really substantial value being created in very volatile markets. Unilever is faced with a lot of local changes as well in terms of consumer preferences. Siemens and Audi undergo major digital transformations, and we support here to get the right supply data insights, discover new alternatives, new sources. And one example here is really with another big client that actually saved 20 million of costs, reduced the CO2 carbon footprint by 80%, and achieved a better quality with us in a strategic collaboration. And that really is essential for your future supply chains and for your future procurement organization. So we actually help you getting the strategic sourcing right by creating a state-of-the-art supplier data foundation and cracking the code of identifying relevant suppliers anywhere and anytime. So this is what we would love to hear back from you and really see what we can scout for you. Please connect, and happy to support.
Alexander, thank you very much. I learned so many things, and I'm quite sure we can have a wonderful meal with you of data.
Pretty much.
Pasta. Yeah, data pasta is a wonderful thing. You combine everything and you bring the sense into this data, because you have over, as far as I know, over 50 data points you connect, and you will bring out these immense data into a specific way. And save the planet is also a very important thing in these days. We all would like to share that. So thank you for that pitch and that point.